Hi friends, it's Lisa Hetrick, illustrator for Gina K Designs, and I'm so grateful you're with me today. I am super excited because I am introducing my brand new stamp set called Something Good. I thought it would be fun to share a little bit of behind the scenes of why I created this stamp set and talk a little bit about the different elements and features in the stamp set to hopefully inspire you to create some amazing projects on your own. So this stamp set is chock full of florals, of course, and lots of other different elements that I'm going to talk about here. So I've stamped out everything so that you can kind of see the size and proportion of all of the elements together. But I wanted to share a little bit about this painting because this painting that I did inspired the whole entire stamp set. So as many of you know, I am a watercolor painter and artist, and this was something that I was creating one day, and I was going to be turning it into a class. Instead, I started to look at the watercolor elements and the different components that kind of made up the composition of this piece and decided it would make a fantastic stamp set, or at least I thought it would. So I set out to just start illustrating this piece because I really like to create builder pieces, builder stamp sets for you. And I thought it would be fun to kind of just play with this a little bit. So here are all the different elements in the stamp set. There are lots of different leaf and twig elements that are different in size, elongated and smaller. And I also have, of course, the florals, but I want to talk a little bit about this floral right here. The really, really super big floral that's kind of a silhouette image, but there's a little bit of built-in distressed feel that I have in the stamp set because I wanted to mimic the look and feel of the way I paint flowers. So there's going to be a lot of really fun techniques that you can do with those two silhouette stamps. I also have this open line stamp that's really super fun, and this bud that's a two-step stamping piece for this bud. And this floral right here is another one that has just a little bit of distressing in it, and I've also built in a piece to do for the centers of the florals. Now, this geometric frame is kind of funky, kind of trendy, kind of fun, but definitely something that I have built into the stamp set because a lot of the sentiments fit into it, and a lot of the different pieces are proportionally sized to work with it. Now, this wood slice piece is really big. It's a nice big honkin' piece, and it takes up a good portion of the bottom left hand of the stamp set. But you can see when I put that stamp pad over it, you could see the proportion of the size of that big piece of wood slice. And it's going to be fun. So I'm going to show a few more samples. Now, the sentiments in this set, I built the sentiments to have a lot of variety in what you could do with them. The good is in my wonky hand lettering style to just give it a little bit, give the projects a little bit of a different kind of vibe. Then the supporting sentiments that can go along with the good are done in a really, really clean, simple font so that they stamp really, really well. Okay, I want to show this little bud in the stamp set and show you how it works as a little two-step stamping element. And what I love about this is that it can be two-step stamped with the inside of the bud for the outside of the bud, but it can also just be used as a silhouette pattern or an outlined pattern. So I'm stamping it down here with a little bit of the Gina K Designs Tangerine Twist. And you know me, I like pink and I like the oranges, so they're always a part of my palette when I'm stamping. And it's really super simple to take that bud and just stamp it right over top of that. And you get a really nice layering effect with this bud. Now, there's something else I want to show you with this bud. And I'm inking it up with, of course, Passionate Pink, because I'm always using Passionate Pink. And I just wanted to show you what you could do with it as you overlap it and kind of rotate your paper. You can create a whole different floral element by just stamping this bud down and rotating your paper. And you could do this in a lot of different colors, which would be super fun. But what it does is it creates a whole different look in the center that's really rich in color. And you could, okay, so let's move on and take a look at a few samples. Now, I'm going to be sharing lots of samples over the next few weeks and tutorial videos using some of the samples that I'm sharing here today. But this is a clean and simple card using a couple of the elements, and you can create a look of a sunflower. And here is another super simple card using all of the different elements as a layering piece, and it's got this kind of natural feel, but that tranquil teal is so beautiful. And you can see how stamping that flower and using a couple multiple colors really gives you that look and feel of a painted flower, and that's what I was going for. So I'm going to be sharing lots of different things with that flower and different techniques that you can do to create that watercolor look. Okay, so this is the card that's inspired by the whole painting that I did, even in the color palette. And I really love the concept of layering. All of my stamps in my stamp line coordinate with each other. They work together. So these elements are going to work with my past stamp sets. And I really love that idea of layering to create different effects. So here's another great example using a really softer palette to create that look and feel of layering. And I didn't want to leave this out. You can do a whole kind of Christmas and holiday theme with this stamp set by using that big floral and making it kind of look like a poinsettia, and using the bud piece as the center portion to do a little bit of two-step stamping. So how fun is that? I'm going to have a tutorial for that one as well, because that is just too fun. Okay, so I wanted to show you a couple samples with the frame. So all of the sentiments were built in proportion to that frame, so they work really well within the confines of the frame. And the frame is like a super simple piece that can help you anchor all of the other floral and leaf elements around it. And I just love that when you can coordinate all the pieces. So here's another really super simple example of using that frame as a background stamp and also using it to anchor that large floral. And here's another example of using the frame as a background stamp along with the flowers and doing a little bit of layering. So I hope you really enjoyed this introduction of this brand new stamp set that I'm super excited to share with you. Stay tuned over the next couple weeks as I share multiple tutorials using this brand new stamp set and how it coordinates with my other stamp sets, and we're just going to have so much fun. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.